Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Saving Sunderland. Now in today's episode we've got a lot of fixtures to go through since the last time we met, but we'll also be live coming our second group game in the Champions League. So when we last met it was of course the 4-0 victory against Leicester City in the opening day of the Premier League. We followed that up with a 4-1 home victory against Crystal Palace, goals from Tanguy Ndombele, Emmanuel Vignato, Ruben Dias and Moise Kean getting us the victory. Now this game did leave a sour taste in the mouth as Vignato got himself injured in the 40th minute and had to come off. This resulted in a 7-week injury for Vignato, so we've been missing him for pretty much the entire period in between. Maximiliano Sugo also got himself injured and his was a 5 to 7 week injury. He has come back now, so he is back fit and he will be playing today. We then went away to Watford and won this game 4-2, a hat-trick for Lincoln, taking the most of his chance since Sugo was out injured and Moise Kean getting the goal. This was a nervy game. We took the lead through Lincoln. They quickly equalised and then took the lead through an Oscar Pfeiffer own goal, but we managed to bounce back and secure the 3 points. And here's one of our opponents in the Champions League group stage. It is Celtic again. We seem to get them quite often in the Champions League, and this game was a massive disappointment. We took the lead through Lincoln and Ruben Dias made it 2 in the 30th minute, but in the 71st and the 79th minute they got 2 goals, brought them back into the game. It finished a draw. Hugely disappointing to open our Champions League campaign with a draw. I actually missed a match there. We missed Manchester United at home in the Premier League. We drew this game 2-2. 2 goals through Luis Enrique Aranz, getting us the draw. They took the lead quite early on with Anthony Martial penalty, but then we took the lead through Luis Enrique Aranz, double after he came on for Lincoln, I believe, who got injured in the 17th minute. But in the 86th minute, they dashed our hopes with a Gelson Martins equaliser. Now, obviously, we all know our history with Manchester United. They are the team to beat in this league. So, to only get a draw with them in the home game was really disappointing. We did dominate this match. You just look at the stats there. We did dominate this match, but unfortunately, we couldn't make that dominance equal to 3 points. We then played Everton away from home. This was a game of few chances. We were fortunate to get our goal through a Rob Holden own goal in the 80th minute, but luckily, we managed to stay out the game and secure the victory. We then played Chelsea in the League Cup, and we completely second string side. Everybody who started this game was second choice in their position, and we managed to win this one 4-3. Now let me tell you what happened. They went 2-0 up and it was half time. I made 3 substitutions and I went and I made a cup of coffee and I made a drink. I'd made my substitutions. I knew I wasn't going to affect this game anymore, and I came back and had won 4-3. Alvaro Morata had made it 3-0 in the 60th minute, but a hat-trick from Reiss Nelson on that right-hand side and a Jadon Sancho goal gave us the lead. Jadon Sancho had actually come on in the 55th minute. Reiss Nelson had started the game, so our 2 new boys, 2 young English lads, meaning we go through in the League Cup. And in the last game before our game in the Champions League was a 3-1 home victory against Tottenham Hotspur. Maximiliano Sugo got a double, which meant we were 2-0 up. They got a goal through Harry Kane, but Jadon Sancho secured the victory in the 73rd minute, giving us the 3 points. And all of that sees us lying at the top of the Premier League, 1 point clear of Manchester City in second, but more importantly, 2 points clear of Manchester United in third. Manchester City actually signed that German wonder kid I showed you from Bayern Munich, who I was interested in signing. I'll quickly show you him. This is the guy, Mario Ulbricht. He's absolutely torturing the league this season. 6 appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists. They signed him for around 85 million, I do believe. 79 million. And yeah, he's an absolutely fantastic player, and it's one that I might rue missing the chance to sign him. But this is our Champions League group. This is how it was drew. Red Bull Leipzig again, Celtic and Sevilla. And today we are going to be playing Red Bull Leipzig at home. So this is the side that we're going to go with. Jordan Pickford in goal, Pfeiffer, Rios and Diaz at centre-back, Rickson and Milagres as wing-backs, Ndombele, Phil Foden in the centre with Reiss Nelson on the right, Jadon Sancho on the left, and Maximiliano Sugo up top. And we'll get a highlight 8 minutes in. Reiss Nelson has the ball on the right hand side. He's taken on his man. He's found Phil Foden in the centre. The English lads combine and we've got space on this left hand side. Milagres gets the ball in. It's cleared only as far as Sancho. Back out to Rickson on this right hand side. And it's a penalty. Somebody's just took down Ndombele after the through ball, and we have a penalty. Who's taking it? Jadon Sancho with the penalty, and then Vogo saves. I'm getting Vietnam flashbacks to the Europa League final. Highlight now, Pinamonti's got the ball quite high up the pitch, but we managed to get the challenge in. You remember the Brazilian wonder kid, our central midfielder, Gelrison? I actually loaned him to Red Bull Leipzig and he's playing today. But Maximiliano Suga has the ball on the left-hand side. It comes in, but they managed to clear only as far as Ndombele, who takes the strike, but it was saved. Highlight now, 33 minutes in, we are very deep with possession, but Phil Foden manages to find Sugo up top. Rickson plays the ball down the right hand side for Nelson. He gets the ball in. Sugo hits the post. We're having a lot of opportunities here, but we're not putting them away. Highlight now, Nelson with a corner. Pfeiffer goes just wide, and that's going to be that for half time. A very even game by stats, but as we've seen from the highlights, we are having the better of the opportunities. We need to start putting them away. So we'll start the second half. We're shooting from left to right this time. Right, we're getting to that point now. We're half an hour remaining. Jadon Sancho's had a poor game. He started well. He started his Sunderland career well, but he's having a poor game today, so we're going to get Moise Keane on, and we're also going to get Luis Enrique Aranz on for Sugo. Highlight now, we've got a corner. Phil Foden plays it in. It falls to Moise Keane. Ruben Diaz, it's bouncing about, and Reiss Nelson manages to get the goal and give us the 1-0 lead. As you can see here, it's a corner from Phil Foden. It's played in, and it's just bouncing all over the place. Moise Keane heads it down to Ruben Diaz, to Aranz, it's all over the place. And Reiss Nelson managed to maintain his composure to put it past Mvogo. Highlight for Red Bull Leipzig here. Pinamonti's got the ball high up the pitch. Fornal's now in the box. Please, lads, defend this well. Oh my God, Rickson, what was that? But Pickford, what a save. 80 minutes, we're going to make our final change of the game. I believe it's going to be Phil Foden. He's going to come off for Matteo Guendouzi. He's going to come in as a box-to-box midfielder and hopefully see out this game for us. 20 seconds remain in this match. The highlight comes up. Hopefully this just means it's the end of the match. And that's going to be that. Full time, Sunderland 1, Red Bull Leipzig 0. Reiss Nelson with a goal. That was a very fortunate victory for us, I believe, because we had a lot of opportunities and we were very wasteful in terms of when they came. We won't put them in the back of the net, but luckily for us, Reiss Nelson managed to capitalise on chaos in the box and we'll get the victory. So after that result against Red Bull Leipzig, it sees us sitting at top of Group F in the Champions League. Sevilla beat Celtic in the other game, so it is a tight, compact group, but hopefully we can put a run of fixtures. That means we can pull away at the top of it. So the next time we meet, it will be the final group game in the Champions League against Red Bull Leipzig. There'll obviously be an absolute ton of games to go through in that time. So the Champions League group will have formed out. You will see how we're getting on, if we're going to qualify, whether this game will be important. So a good victory against Red Bull Leipzig, and obviously we've got some history with them after they defeated us in the Europa League final, so hopefully we can stuff them in the next episode. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you're enjoying my content, why not get yourself subscribed? But until next time, take it easy.